Good evening. I said at the end of the service on Sunday morning that we would prepare short videos in relation to the churches that are reopening on Sunday morning coming, and that's Coleraine and Ballymoney. What we've tried to do is to give you a little walkthrough of entering the buildings and the various restrictions that have been placed upon us with regard to social distancing, hand sanitisation, face coverings, offerings, and all the necessary social distancing measures that are there. But before we show you the ones for the particular churches, I want to share with you a video that was produced by the Methodist Church in Ireland to help guide each church, each circuit, as they reopen their churches. It's a pictorial indication of how churches could be laid out, and you will see from that how we have then tried to lay out our churches to meet all the necessary requirements. There are no spoken words in it, but you do need to read the little instructions and guidance notes that appear on the screen. Thank you. as Ballymoney begins at 9:45 in the morning, we will go to Ballymoney first and see how the church there has been laid out. As you approach the church, you will be expected to spread out and socially distance as you come to the door. Then, as you approach the door, you will be met by someone here who will offer you hand sanitizer, asking you to sanitize your hands on the way in, and additional face coverings will be provided if you don't have one with you. Also, you're reminded that you need to catch, bin, kill. Then as we move on in, you will notice a difference in the layout within the church. Just immediately on your left here, there are the plates that will be there to receive your offering. But as I just pan round, you will notice how the seats have been arranged. We have tried to think of where families and our family units and individuals may sit, and we think have managed about 29 seating spots. You'll also notice that the pulpit has been relocated. It has been relocated here to the centre of the church to allow for 4-metre distancing to the nearest seats. And over here you maybe get a better view now, where you would have a family unit, and then as you move around you'll see that there are groups of 2s and 1s and 3s to try to allow for the people who will be coming along. And if you were to go down into the hall, you'd see that there are posters up about social distancing, about hand sanitising again, and all the other information. But as you come into the church here, we would expect that you would already be socially distanced and you would be wearing a face covering as we come in. So I trust that you'll find this little view round the church of interest to you, so that when you come in, you will maybe be directed to a seat, and Valerie will be taking your bookings. And as I say, our numbers are restricted, so please ensure that you book to not be disappointed. Thank you. We've had a look round Ballymoney. Now we move to Coleraine. Remember, Coleraine will be at 11:30 as previously. But again, remember the booking system that is there. The numbers for Valerie for Ballymoney, Carol for Coleraine will be on the slides that are going through, interspersed through these little videos. If you're approaching the church from the front, one of the first things you will notice is that we're currently having some work done. We're trying to get the front of the building redecorated. So therefore we won't be able to go in through the front door. So we would ask you to come around the side and go up the path at the side here, through the scaffolding that has been left with a gap for us, up towards the side door. This is an area in which you will be coming up, and we would ask you to please ensure that you are socially distant as you approach the doorway here. You will notice on the doorway that we have 3 posters saying that we are restricting the numbers in the building on the top one here. And then as we move down, contact tracing. This will be covered through the booking system that you will have gone through to say you're coming. And then on down about the social distancing, about 2 metres apart. It doesn't actually say 2 metres on it, but that's the distance we've been told to work to. Then as we come in, you will see that this area has been cleared of the chairs. They're all stored at the far end to prevent you from sitting and congregating in this area. And then as you go to move in towards the church through the door here, you'll see that there will be hand sanitising here, and this is the area that you will also find your offering will be placed in as well. There will be a receptacle here for the offering. And now I'll stop this part of the video and bring you in through from the Queen Street end. Here we're approaching from the Queen Street end, and again, as you come to the door here, you will see that there are some posters on the door. Once again, we're talking about limiting the distance and the contact tracing. Then, as you come in, they ask you to remain socially distant. You will see that the drop-in area has been closed off and there is a no entry sign on it. So that's to, again, prevent socialising in those areas. Again, chairs stacked over here for same reason, to stop the socialisation. On the internal door, you will notice that we're talking about social distancing here. Catch it, bin it, kill it is there as well. So please take heed of those. And then as we come down towards the back of the breakout area, the toilet, as you know, is on the right hand side here. Toilet will be in use, and there will be paper towels provided rather than using the hand dryer. We're not supposed to use hand dryers, so there will be paper towels provided as we go there. Then we go through into the breakout area. In the breakout area, here again we approach the hand sanitising area and where the offering receptacle will be. Then we'll make our way through into the church, and this is where we will see a few little differences. You know that we have to have 4 metres from pulpit to the first seating area. So I'll take you around the ground floor here, and the first seating area that we can have with 4 metres distant from the pulpit is this seat here, right at the very front. That then means that the pew immediately behind it, you will see the tape along it is closed off. We won't be able to use that one. Next one, we will be able to use part of it. We will use this half here that has no tape on it, but where there is tape, we're supposed to avoid sitting on the tape. I'll just work on down this side. Next pew will be closed off, and then into the next one, again marked off, no seating in the first part here, but in the second part. And again here you'll see next pew is closed off at both sides, which leaves us the last seating area coming down this side. Then if we swing around, in the back pew on this side, there's seating here on this side, none in this one here, as you can see right across. This one, the far side, just sitting there for 3 to 4 people. Again, to comply with the social distancing in the 2 metres, no seating in this area here. Again, please don't remove the tape or sit on the tape. And then the first one here, again, this is closed off till we come to the very front, and the one immediately behind the clavinova here is the first seating area to comply with 4 metres from the pulpit, which actually means that it may seem like a long distance, but the clavinova here is actually within the 4 metre distance, as is the seat for the organ. Hence why for the first week or two we'll be working with videos, and then we'll try to see where we can go from there. Then we'll move upstairs. Again, there's posters on the notice boards letting you know to remain, it says here socially distant. It doesn't say on the posters actually 2 metres, but it is 2 metres that we will be working with. In the hallway, you see all the normal notices and leaflets and all the rest of it have all been removed. Again, this is something we've been asked to do. Then we make our way up the stairwell. This is the one on the library side. And as we turn, you will note that there's yet another little poster up here about social distancing, how we must comply with it. Then moving in to the actual balcony itself, the sound desk up at the back, we need to allow 2 metres from there, which then means that the pew immediately in front of it cannot be used. Now, we're not using any of the front pews in the balcony at all, because that would mean that anyone sitting in the front pews is immediately above those who would be below. So we've had to keep the front pews clear. That then means that as we work our way round, the first pew here with a bend in it at the back, that will be available for seating. Then as we move up to the next pew, again you'll see there's an area here marked off for no seating. And then the last seating area on this side is in the pew here. Again, the tape here not to be sat on, which means that we have the last little bit here. And again, to comply with the requirement of 4 metres from the pulpit, these pews at the end can't be used. You may have noticed that the pews up here that can be sat on have had the cushions removed. Where possible, we are to remove all cushions from the seating. And the seating up here has been sorted so that we can actually remove it. Now, I'll stop this video and then we'll start again when we come up the other side. Now, we're just coming up the stairs here on the car park side of the church. And again, we have a little poster for social distancing. And we come in to the balcony on this side. Now, here we have an example of where we've stored some of the cushion sitting. But it does mean that half of the back pew here can be used. That's this half of the back pew can be used. And then the pew just down here and slightly in front of the sound desk, part of it can be used, part of it can't. Again, the thing of the front pews not being used is the case on this side of the balcony as well. Again, the curved pew for one family unit or one individual can be used here. And then as we make our way on up, this pew here, you see part of it is closed off or marked off, which means there's seating in this half of it. And again, to allow the 2 metre social distancing, the next pew again has been marked off to allow for a family unit to go in here or an individual. And again, the pews here at the end, closest to the wall, all marked off to comply with the 4 metres from the pulpit. So that's the layout of the church. All told, we have 16 seating locations. 16 seating locations, and that's the most we could achieve. Now, those seating locations can either be taken up by one individual or by family units. We've tried to leave it so that you could comfortably seat 3, potentially 4 in the areas that are there. So that's a little tour around of what Coleraine will be like and how we'll be spread out when we come to worship on Sunday the 6th of September. I trust that you find this useful. That's the walkthrough of Coleraine and Ballymoney completed. I trust that you have indeed found this helpful and useful, and you can see that we are indeed trying to cater for that social distancing requirement and also providing the necessary hand sanitisation, spare face masks, tissues, etc. And I trust and pray that we will be able to worship together in safety and security and know that the Lord our God is with us. I wish you good evening. God bless.